4 different categories of resorts, and I pulled up the Disney website just to tell you guys each resort, just to name off all the resorts. But I'll give you guys the link to all the list of resorts. So the first category is value, and they are the cheapest resorts there. We've stayed at value resorts. We've stayed at Pop Century and Art of Animation. And I really like value resorts, but they are small. They tend to be very big, so if you don't want to be far away from the food court and you don't want to have to walk miles and miles to the food court in the rain to get food, then you can pay the extra to be closer to the food courts. They are smaller than any of the resorts, of course, the moderate, deluxe, or the villas, but maybe 1 or 2 kids, it's not a big deal. If you have more than that, then you would have to buy more rooms because they only accommodate up to, I think it's 4, and if you have a baby, then you can put them in a pack and play and they can accommodate up to 5. But it's a very small space. I will put a picture in here just showing of the value, the moderate, and the deluxe. And we have stayed there the last 3 times. Art of Animation and Pop Century are both somewhat similar, but they just have different themes. Pop Century is from decades the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Now, just a little bit tidbit here. Art of Animation was supposed to be 10s, 20s, 30s, and 40s. But then when 9/11 happened, all that got pushed back. So it just kind of sat there vacant for a while, and never had anybody doing construction on it. So then they came up with the idea of the Art of Animation, and they made it that. But they sit right across this lake from each other. So, but we liked both resorts. And the other thing is too, with the value resorts, the buses come more frequently to Art of Animation and Pop Century because they are such huge resorts. And so there's buses all the time. When we stayed at French Quarter in February, there was 3 Art of Animation buses before there was even 1 French Quarter bus. So, but there's lines and lines of people to get onto the bus for Art of Animation and Pop Century because it is such a large resort. I think they're the 2 largest. I can't really say much for All-Star Movies or All-Star Music, All-Star Sports because I've never stayed there before. They are cheaper than Pop Century and Art of Animation. Most of the time with Art of Animation, the Little Mermaid rooms are excluded from any of the offers, deals, which I will talk about that in a separate video about deals and when usually they offer certain deals and things. So then they also have the campsites at Fort Wilderness Resort, and that's considered a value too. I don't know much about them either, but I just wanted to give you guys a kind of a comparison because I have category is moderate, and we've bumped up to moderate just because we like there's just more space. We have stayed at the Caribbean Beach Resort, which is a very large resort. and there's buses that come to your specific country or island. I think it is island, because we were staying in the Jamaica part, and there's all these other different ones. So the buses will come and pick you up, but then they'll go to all the other little islands and pick up other people as well. So if you stay in one of the other islands that picks up, say, 3rd or 4th, you may be standing on the bus. So that's like one thing we didn't like about the Caribbean Beach one. Also, with the Caribbean Beach, you don't get the queen size bed like you did with the other moderate resorts. They are, I hear, making an upgrade, and they're going to be putting queen size beds in those now. But right now, that's just full size. So I didn't like that there were full size only beds there. And also, when we went back in October to the Caribbean Beach Resort, they didn't have all the refrigerators installed there, so we didn't have a refrigerator. We asked for one and they brought us one, but they didn't have one originally in our room. Now, the other one we stayed at was the Port Orleans Resort French Quarter. We liked that one a lot. The design and everything, it's not really like, I don't know, kid-friendly like the value resorts are. With the value resorts, you get all these cute little characters, and there's big, huge statues of characters, and say more kid-friendly, but just more kid-themed at value resorts, because they have all those like characters and huge statues and that kind of thing. The pools are really cool at some of the value resorts as well. Whereas some and then there's Riverside. That's the other part of Port Orleans Resort, which we've never stayed over there because I hear it's a bigger resort and there's more people that stay over there. They also accommodate up to 5 people in those rooms as well. Cabins at Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort, which those seem to be really nice because it's more like a homely type effect. You have bedrooms and you have a kitchen and all that. So I've never stayed there either. And then there's Disney Coronado Springs Resort, and I've never stayed there either. I just hear that that's more like a convention, like meeting place for business type people. And so when I looked at the website at the Coronado Springs Resort, I was like, oh, there was a desk in there that, you could put your computer and stuff on. And none of the other resorts have that. They don't have like a desk in there. They have a table that you can eat at. I'm thinking, and so as far as like price goes for moderate, it does go up about, I think it's about $100, because it's like on average $115 to $120 a night at the value, and then like $220, something like that at the moderate, depending on like what deal you get and whatnot. So, but just like I said, I'll talk to you guys about that in another video with the deals. So the deluxe resorts, I have never stayed in any deluxe resort, but just from seeing them online, I think that a lot of people stay in them for the convenience of that all the food places, like there's not like a food court that's separate that you have to like walk out of your hotel room and you have to walk down the sidewalk and go into the food court. With the deluxe resorts, I've noticed that some of them have every food place inside the building itself. Like Contemporary has all of the restaurants, like Chef Mickey's, and there's a couple other ones there as well I can't remember the name of right now, but they're all inside the building, so you don't have to go outside. You can stay inside and not get wet on rainy days. The rooms are huge. They fit big, huge double strollers in them, and you have a balcony, so it is nicer, but the price is a bit more, of course, not a bit more, but a lot more. You're looking at probably $200 to $300 more, depending on what kind of deal you get, of course. So those include the Animal Kingdom Lodge, which is the farthest resort out from any of the parks. The Beach Club Resort, the Boardwalk Inn, the Contemporary, which is probably my favorite just because it's right near Magic Kingdom and you can just walk to Magic Kingdom. Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, which that's probably one of the most expensive ones. When I looked to see how much it would be to stay there, it was obscene amount of money, like $5,000-6,000 for 6 days with tickets and everything. The Polynesian, which that has Ohana in it, and I love that restaurant. And I think the Polynesian, the Grand Floridian Contemporary, they're on the monorail track or whatever. So you can ride the monorail to Magic Kingdom and Epcot from those resorts. So there's another added convenience for you. And the Disney's Wilderness Lodge, which I think that's one of the cheapest deluxe resorts. And I've thought about staying there as well. And the Yacht Club Resort. And as far as like the deluxe villas go, a lot of those deluxe villas are usually people who they are the, oh gosh, Disney Vacation Club members, and they get those and they stay in those because they have already bought points and that kind of thing. If you guys want to know more about the Disney Vacation Club, don't have a lot of information about that because we aren't members. And you can go online, you can get a CD, which we did get the CD. We've never watched it, by the way. You can get the CD and learn more about that. But as far as the deluxe villas go, they have Bay Lake Tower, they have Animal Kingdom villas, the Jamba House, the Kadana Village, the Beach Club Villas, the Boardwalk Villas, Old Key West Resort, Saratoga Springs Resort and Spa, the villas at Grand Floridian, and the villas at the Wilderness Lodge. And basically those villas they have like a full like kitchen, dining room area, bedrooms, that kind of thing. The reason that we chose the moderate resort is for the size alone. Like, we liked it's bigger than the values, then we can have a little more room to put strollers and that kind of thing. If you are handicapped, you can get a handicap room at the value resort, and it is a little bigger, so you can fit your wheelchair or whatever it is that you need to fit in there. Like the fact that the buses aren't as busy in the moderate resorts as what they are in the value resorts. Most of the time, some of the time you're standing. Sometimes people will let you sit down with your child. If you have a child in your arms and you're standing there holding on to one of those little bars, railing type things, they'll let you sit down. Or if you're pregnant, they'll let you sit down so you don't fall. But yeah, we like that we can get on the bus and actually have a seat most of the time, and they don't share the bus with any of the other resorts as well. Sometimes with the deluxe or moderate, sometimes they share the bus, but with French Quarter they don't share it, so that's why we chose French Quarter as well. It's really is to why we chose French Quarter. And it is really pretty. It's a very pretty resort. They do have some kid themed things, like the pool is really nice. They have playgrounds there, and at any resort they have the playgrounds that the kids can play on. And I'm trying to think of anything else that I want to say about our resort that we're going to stay in. If the deals are good enough, we are going to try to stay in the Art of Animation suites. The Little Mermaid rooms are smaller than the suites, obviously. The suites have it's a 1-bedroom suite, so you get like the queen size bed in the bedroom, and then you get like your own bathroom. And then the kids, they sleep either the table turns into a bed and it pulls down. You can also use the couch as a bed as well. It fits up to 6 people, I think it is. And so like if you take someone else, you guys can split the cost of the suite. And if you have like a baby, you can get a pack and play for the baby, and the baby can sleep in the pack and play. Oh, it has like a little small like kitchenette, like it has a sink and a microwave and a refrigerator, which I love the idea of a microwave, because when you go to Disney and you don't want to, like say you have another child who's under 3, they don't get anything with, like they don't get a meal plan because they're under 3. Because like if you're getting with free dining, they don't include that child in there. They'll sometimes bring like a little something for them. free of charge. But like if you want to warm them up something in the microwave, like if you buy like TV dinners or little like microwavable kid meals or whatever it is, you can microwave it in there. You don't have to walk all the way to the food court and then all the way back, you know, like it's in your own comfort of your room, and you don't have to like sit with a billion other people and try to eat. And the kids have like, you know, their own TV and you have your own TV, so then you don't have to, like for us, Ella, she sleeps with the TV and she won't go to sleep without the TV. So we, when we go on vacation, sometimes it's really a horrible experience because she's sitting there like watching TV and we're trying to go to sleep and Hannah's trying to go to sleep. We're afraid it's going to wake her up if she goes to bed before Ella, which she usually does because Ella doesn't go to bed till like 9:30, 10 o'clock. And so it's the only way she'll sleep though because she's afraid of the dark. And so we were thinking if we had the suite, then we could get a good night's rest and not have to deal with the TV on, because I hate like sleeping with the TV on or any light. I have to have it like completely dark. I like all the white noise, like the fan, but nothing other than that noise. So if it's a good enough deal and it does stay within our budget, then I would like to get a suite, just because this is going to be like the last time we go for a little while. So I would like the convenience of that, and I like the idea of the microwave, the refrigerator, the little sink that I can wash her cups and stuff in and not have to use the sink that you wash your hands in, that kind of thing. I always do bring like a little bottle of soap so that I can wash her cups and stuff in the sink, and I buy like a bottle of hand soap so that we can wash our hands with hand soap instead of like bar soap. I hate like washing my hands with bar soap. I don't know, it just seems like you're just spreading germs. So anyways, but I think that's it for this video. I'm going to add a couple pictures and edit this video and hopefully have it up tonight for you guys. I'm so excited that I got a lot of responses for the Disney planning videos because I love doing them. So anyways, I think that's about it. Thanks for watching.